Welcome to this special Hanukkah Comics-kah edition of Amusing Jews Show and Tell. Over the past 2 years, we've had the pleasure of interviewing several comics creators, talented writers and cartoonists whose graphic novels, illustrated books, and comics anthologies would make perfect Hanukkah gifts for the sequential art lover in your life. Here are 8 recommendations, one for each night of the Festival of Lights. Eric Glickman's Camp Pock-a-Wocknee in the Dyn-o-mite Summer of '77 is a nostalgic, outrageous coming-of-age graphic novel celebrating the traditions, friendships, and idiocy that make up summers at Jewish sleepaway camp. Glickman juxtaposes classic black and white comic strip art with stories that capture the tension created when the innocence of childhood crashes into the messiness of adolescence. Ben Nadler's The Jewish Deli, an illustrated guide to the chosen food, is a delightful and informative deep dive into the history, culture, and innovation of the Jewish delicatessen, complete with iconic menu staples, ordering advice, flavor profiles, food preparation, and spotlights on legendary and up-and-coming delis. Mark Twain's War Prayer, illustrated by graphic design pioneer Seymour Quast, breathes striking new life into Twain's uncompromising indictment of the futility and savagery of war, mixing drawing, design, typography, pastel painting, and computer color to emphasize Twain's message about the duplicity of patriotism. Snot, Goblins, and Other Tasteless Tales, written by Rob Kuttner and illustrated by David DeGrand, is a charming gross-out graphic novel featuring 5 tales of disgustingly hilarious horror. Mucus monsters, rock and roll trolls, all-powerful rotting cat mummies, and more. What would you do if your boogers tried to take over the world? What if teenage ghosts unleashed an army of pooping cockroaches on you? Josh Tuninga's We Are Not Strangers follows a Sephardic Jewish immigrant's efforts to help his Japanese neighbors in Seattle, Washington, while they're incarcerated during World War II. This evocative and beautiful graphic novel converges 2 perspectives into a single portrait of a community's struggle with race, responsibility, and what it truly means to be an American. The Unwanted is an illustrated adaptation of an unpublished Otto Binder science fiction story from author Robert L. Reiner, legendary Mad Magazine cartoonist Angelo Torres, and Austrian artist Stefan Keudel. The Unwanted is Binder's response to the 1950s McCarthy era, couched in metaphorical science fiction terms. The masterman called it a census, but it was so much more. If its citizens proved worthy, the Earth would join the Interstellar Confederation and reap the benefits of advanced alien technology, food, medicine, and educational resources, the likes of which could scarcely be imagined. But first, there was the question of race. Ari Richter's Never Again Will I Visit Auschwitz is a family history and unvarnished memoir told with delicacy, immediacy, and an attention to surreal detail. The book is an act of self-discovery and the resurrection of historical memory, told from the perspectives of 4 generations of the author's family, spanning pre-war Germany to present-day America. It is both a celebration of Jewish cultural resilience and a warning of democracy's fragility in the face of the seductive forces of authoritarianism. Stan Mack's real-life Funnies, the collected Conceits, Delusions, and Hijinks of New Yorkers from 1974 to 1995, collects weekly comic strips based on what Mack saw and heard on New York City streets, using verbatim dialogue and his iconic graphic dramatizations. Mixing humor, spontaneity, serendipity, and weirdness, the comic strips capture outlandish street scenes, so weird they're true events, and New Yorkers saying the darndest things. Happy Hanukkah to all, and to all a good 8 nights of reading comics.